Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. You guys know I'm always here on Mondays. It's time for reality check, relationship driven reality check. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. In Atlanta, it seems to be destined to rain every single weekend, but we're making it through. Today was a beautiful day, not quite as hot as it has been. I don't think we actually hit 90 degrees, which was great for me. So that being said, I hope everybody had a great day. I hope you guys are in the mood for some relationship chatter. As we always say, tune in and let's talk. We are talking put a ring on it. You guys know Beyonce's record. If you want it, then you should have put a ring on it. This series is, to me, probably the reality series that I don't understand the most. So I'm excited to welcome today's guests. Now, today's guests are my pick out of the three couples that are on this season of Put a Ring on It. This was the couple that I actually felt had the most substance. Like, I felt like, you know what? I don't want them to be on the show. I want them to go home and work things out. But we got them here tonight. Please help me welcome LaRhonda and Shon.
Hello.
Hey,
what's up?
Hello, everyone.
What's up?
Now, I don't know if you guys heard me, but I said you guys are the couple that I was like, oh, why are they on this show? What are they doing on this show?
That was a great question.
If you haven't watched this show, if you guys have not watched the show, it's on OWN. You definitely need to watch. The show basically takes couples that could possibly be near marriage, and it has them go out with other people. I don't understand why anyone ever want their possible fiance to go on dates with other people. And yet, Shon and LaRonda signed up.
Here
We're
we
doing
are.
it, right?
You know what? Before I even show this clip, so we can kind of introduce audiences to what we've seen so far from you guys on the show. I'm gonna start with the lady. What made you and your long-term love, decide to sign up for Put a Ring on It?
I don't know. Looking back at it, I don't know. But when we first started, we were already discussing marriage, and we were going to go to counseling and therapy and all of those things. And so when we were presented with the opportunity, we knew that we had saw the season before with Dr. Nicole and how she helped those couples. We were like, okay, great idea. But on the other side, I do know as far as our relationship, when it comes to like me just hanging out, going out with friends or whatever, that was an issue. So I was like, this is an extreme test, but let me show him that I can possibly, get through this without any hiccups. But,
Okay.
I don't know if that was the best test to take or not.
Okay. And now, Shon, and I'll say this, I don't think most guys, if they are really into most people, period. But usually, men are a little bit more territorial. And as I watch the series, I believe that you are territorial. So I'm wondering, I'm asking you again, Shon, what made y'all sign up for Put a Ring on It?
No, I mean, for sure. Like she said, talked marriage, talked about going to therapy, and it was just one of them situations of are we going to work through our issues, or are we going to basically call it quits, right? So we were presented with this opportunity to go through this experience, and we talked about it, and we kind of just was like, you know what, do we think our relationship is strong enough to go through this? And at the time, the answer was yes. We done work through a lot of different things. We're open-minded enough. We're mature enough to, talk through things and not just say F you, F you, F you, right? Okay. So we were like, let's go on this experience, and hopefully it helps us identify things that we need to work on, things that we need to fix. And also, just make sure that we're I don't even want to say perfect, but we're the right match for each other, or not,
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we get into what's been happening on the show, I'm going to play this clip, and this clip is from one of the latest episodes, and And then we're going to talk. We'll talk once we play this clip. Let's take a look.
Date with Tari. Tell us about your date.
We went to yoga. I've never done yoga before. So it was a struggle for me, but she was there to help me, and she was definitely a real cool lady. So it was a good time.
Attracted to her?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you learn about yourself on the date?
If any man decides to look for something, you will end up finding it, right? So it is a situation of choosing your partner over searching for something that you may never find.
So you like Tari, but you're choosing LaRhonda.
Yes.
All of your dates have been like that.
I'm not comfortable in risking LaRhonda and what we've built and worked through over somebody who might potentially, if I already got it guaranteed, I'm not going with the potential.
What you do is you say, oh my God, she's so amazing. I can't go out with her again. Oh my goodness, she sang me a song. I can't go out with her again. She's a model. She was beautiful. I can't go out. I choose LaRhonda.
Is that bad to choose LaRhonda?
It's great. It's great to choose LaRhonda when it's a choice not based on fear that if you move forward, you might not choose her, which is what you impose on her. Which is why the fact that she can just go out and have conversation is foreign to you. You can't even fathom it because in your mind, when you play out your dates, there's going to be more to it if I go out. So then that has to be her scenario.
Woo.
I agree
Out of all the
with
clips,
Dr. Nicole said.
out of all the clips, that's the way you want to play. Oh,
Shut
that's
up. First of all, I will tell you, I thought he is doing the right thing. I'm not a relationship, I don't have a degree. I just talk about relationships, but I thought, you know what? If somebody tempts you, if something is good, you avoid temptation, right? That's what you're supposed to avoid.
I thought that's what you were supposed
I
to do.
agree,
Crystal.
but there will be situations sometimes that you cannot avoid. There will be beautiful women that you are in a room with. There will be somebody that you have a connection with. You can't run from everything. And
Right.
when you are put on in those situations, like, what are you gonna do? And you can't just say no to another date.
You can't. You
Well,
can't. And you, Sean, you knew, because I feel you, Sean, because I like the fact that you're present and you're honest about your feelings. But I'm also like, y'all knew this. Y'all knew y'all had to go out with other people. Like, what was your plan? How did you see this working out? And then how is it different than what you thought? I'm gonna start with you, Sean, and LaRhonda.
No, for sure. I thought that it was gonna be easy breezy, right? That we'll go on these dates, have a good time. I thought that it was going to be more produced. So I honestly thought it was gonna kind of be like, you're gonna go on a date and you're gonna say, hey, how are you, hugger, all of this. But come to find out, it was 100% authentic. And so we're literally going on dates and spending hours with these people and building connections and having conversations, and we ain't got no script. We don't have no talking points. This is just you being your authentic self. And I'm like, yo, this is a lot. This is, I thought we got I thought it was going to feel like speed dating, a little 3-minute time.
Oh,
boom, boom, something.
Get out.
Get in, get out. But nah, we're spending 2.5 hours, 3 hours with these people. And then it's kind of I ain't want to do the dates anyway, but we here. So, it's crazy.
He did not want to do the dates. LaRhonda,
what
people are saying, what was the plan? You, because you obviously know you got a very sensitive and very territorial man.
Can I say this?
I am the complete opposite.
What was your plan?
Can I say this?
What you want to say?
Go ahead, Sean.
I just want to say I don't shy away from being emotional, sensitive behind brother. So
we appreciate that. No, I said I appreciate that because I think if more men were honest about their feelings, there'd be less issues, right? First of all, less domestic issues, because if you tell me when you're upset, I'll know, as opposed to it building up and you not knowing how to communicate that. So I appreciate that. Watching the show, I appreciate the fact that you're very present in your feelings. You guys, to me, just my opinion, had the most like healthy. The others, it's a lot of, it's especially one we talked to Alexia, and we are going to bond together as sisters on the show and pray that she makes it through that situation. That's
I agree.
Yeah.
You all don't have that type of situation, at least because I do think you do communicate. But LaRhonda, what did you think was going to happen when other people
on the dates? Right.
involved?
So I will say, I knew from my side, and again, this is why we decided to come on the show. I'm like, I can show him that I like to go out. Whether I'm going on work trips, travel trips, going out with friends, and like, he can sometimes be a little bit leery as far as like, what are you doing? And it's like, if we do this, then he can see that I'm not doing nothing. I can have conversations. I can make connections. Like with anybody, really.
Right.
But then and from me to him, I was like, he's never given me any reason not to trust him. So
Right.
I do feel that we can still go through this experience. He can experience all of these different dates, these different women. Some may be more beautiful than I am. Some may work in the same industry as he does, and they have that connection, and he can still choose LaRhonda, but also know that he can have a conversation. So when we started going through the process and he was just falling in love with everybody, I'm like, okay, this is about to backfire on me, because I feel like
What?
when I tell you, I did not realize he was going to literally fall in love with everybody. I was like, maybe I'm not that special.
Wait. Why did you think that he fell in love with
Help me, Crystal.
Okay, that's a little exaggerated.
Help me.
I'm trying, Sean, because I didn't think he felt. I think he was being honest, right? So you know how if you're with your man and a girl walks by and it's like she's pretty, right? And the guy, you see that the deer in the headlights moment, like, do I tell the truth or not? Right. And most of the time, the guy is not going to tell the truth because he doesn't want to hurt the woman's feelings. Right. There were moments where Sean was not able to be non-offensive, which is what you're supposed to do. So you see, when she said, "Were you attracted to her?" He just
right. No, he's very honest. It didn't seem like he fell in love with everybody. It seemed like he really was doing things that he would not normally do because he respects the relationship.
Thank you. The truth will set you free.
The truth,
Crystal, all I'm
saying is the first lady was perfect. Then on the next date, he was about to drive to Florida. The next one was the most challenging. I was like, Lord, he about to be in California in a little bit, taking one of these dates somewhere. I don't know.
What? Now let me ask you guys this, because what's interesting to me about the relationship is Sean is actually in the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. Most of the time it would be reversed, because the person that was not in the business would feel very insecure about the person that was in the business, because you're a comedian, you're a host. That means you are inundated with beautiful women in your face all the time, right? Mm-hmm. And as your career continues to ascend, as we know it will, it will be even more so. So, LaRhonda, how do you deal with, are you jealous? How do you deal with him being out at clubs doing that? How do you deal with that?
So this is the dynamic that we have, and just our different personalities. He is definitely entertainer all day, but he doesn't, after he gets off stage, he's in the room on FaceTime, ready to have conversation and just talk for the rest of the night. He doesn't really go out. I don't really care to be on the stage. I don't care for the cameras, but when it's after hours and it comes to friends, family, I'm ready to socialize. I'm ready to be the life of the party if we're going to have a party. And he's looking at me like, calm down. So I don't care for cameras or the stage. That's all him. But after hours, he's trying to have a conversation.
I'm ready to shut it down.
people would assume it was reverse. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Listen, Crystal, I'm ready to shut it down. I'm trying to be in bed by 10:15 if I can.
That's for real though. Like for real.
So you literally entertainment for you, and I will say not to take his side, LaRhonda, but I will say that that's rare because I know a lot of people in entertainment, a lot of men in entertainment, and usually that charm lasts beyond. It's not in bed at 10:15. Most times the charm is not in bed at 10, and it's not on FaceTime with you.
Right.
It's not. So
that's real.
Yeah.
I honestly, when we first started dating, I was like, no, he's in entertainment. That means that he's going to be, between on the stage, out all night, doing all this extra that I don't really care to sign up for. But early on, it was like, he goes to work and then he's back at home and in the bed.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be a hoe. I'm not.
I definitely thought he was going to be a hoe.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other couple, we have somebody that's in entertainment that is, there's a lot of other things happening that are not in the, a part of the relationship. We see Alexia and Darian, and there is a lot of extracurricular stuff happening. So that's good to show the other side of that. Let's go back. Well, first of all, if you guys are just joining us, we are talking with LaRhonda and Shon. They are one of the 3 couples on this season of Put a Ring on It. If you guys have not been watching, I think this is my favorite season of the show because we are definitely seeing couples being judged, and seeing the reaction when people start to date outside of their relationship. I have told you all before, I am engaged, and there's no way that I would ever ever do that, because I know
I wouldn't do it again.
No. Tell me how the two of you guys met. You mentioned that at first you were a little bit hesitant, LaRhonda. How did you guys meet and how did you fall in love? Let's go back to the warm and fuzzy stuff. Where did you guys meet?
We met on the Instagram. So romantic. But no, he sent a direct message.
I slid in the DMs, baby.
He slid in the DMs. And I responded. I was bored on a Friday. We went out to Andretti's, and we had a great time.
Shon, what made you slide in LaRhonda's DMs? What did you see on that Instagram feed that made you slide in the DMs?
We actually got like some mutual friends or whatnot, and I'd be like around in the city and stuff, and I was like, wait, like why I've never met this lady, and kind of just checked her out, and I was like, oh, like I just want to, what I'm saying, maybe sit down with her, have a conversation.
So you saw the pictures and you thought, why don't I know this? Like you thought, what did you see when you saw the pictures?
I said, oh my God, she's gorgeous. She has a lot going for her. Why haven't we met before? So hello, and everybody called me Jay or Dukes, whatever. So I was like, yeah, hello, my name's Dukes. And are you in Atlanta? She was like, I am. And then I was like, but it's crazy that we haven't met before. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, I'm around. So we just kind of started chopping it up from there, and we end up going out like that Friday. So had a really, really good time. She's super competitive. I'm super competitive. So at Andretti's, I won every single game, and she wasn't, you know what I'm saying, a sore loser. And so it was cool.
Nice.
She's drinking her wine because I actually lost. I lost every game actually, but I wasn't a sore loser about it. And we just had a really good. I'm really competitive, so I would have got mad if it was anybody else, but for some reason it was still bubbly, lighthearted fun. And I was like, oh, she dope. And then the next day she came to one of my shows downtown Atlanta, and like my OG was like, bro, that's the best show you ever did. I don't know who in here or what's but I was because can I tell them the deal? No.
Oh, go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead.
The deal was, she was like, yo, I'm coming to your show. I don't really watch that much comedy, but if you do good tonight, then we can spend some quality time. And I was like, I got to kill.
Hold up. Quality time does not mean anything extra. Maybe that means another date.
We didn't even think that. Now that you said that, now I'm thinking, but no, I didn't think that. So basically, I thought
to clarify,
you did good. And he didn't embarrass you. He wasn't lame. Then you would go on a date with him.
Correct. No, definitely.
Nice. Nice. That's very cute. Very cute. So as you guys started to get to know each other and the relationship, ensued, what were some of the issues that you saw, or did you see anything? What were some of the problems that you guys had early on, if there were any?
No, there were definitely those problems. I think communication, because we communicate differently also. I'm more direct. I will give you what I'm doing and when I'm doing it, and that's about it, right? And he's like, those details that you're missing, if you're not saying, that in between stuff, then I felt that he was taking that and creating his own stories from there. But he was just like, give me the extra details because I needed them. And I'm like, do you? I'm telling you what it is. So that was definitely a big issue for us.
Shon,
I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm more so of an open book, and she is a need to know basis type person, or started off as that. Ask me and I'll tell you, right? And I'm like, so example, like, let's just say, I don't know what's in my eye, but let's just say that if she come back and she like, baby, how was your day? Right. And I'm like, my day was this. I woke up, I had breakfast at 10:05. I did this, and this. I put gas in my car. I drove all the way across town to get a jersey, came back, and now I'm here with you. Right. And I'm like, how was your day? She'd be like, it was straight.
Because my day wasn't that interesting. And remember, he's also a creative. So I feel like his mind just like tells this whole story. I'm engineer, like super analytical. I went boom, boom. And that's what it was.
That's real. That's just different personality types. Because I'm probably more of that, like, that, and then another person. So do you guys feel that those, I guess it can be difficult when you're dealing with issues, but do your differences kind of balance each other out? Have you found that?
I think so.
Oh, do you think they balance?
I think opposites attract, right? So a lot of things.
I agree with that.
So I think a lot of things we do differently because you don't want to be too alike, right? And so, and I feel like it shows, during our relationship, it shows how much we loved each other / love each other. I'm gonna kind of leave that open, but to actually know that we're different in different spaces, but willing to work on things, right? And say, yo, I'm gonna make those sacrifices, and I'm gonna put in the effort for you and for myself. So I'm like, oh wow, right? Because if it's
go ahead, no, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying because a lot of times when it's instant and everything just kind of clicks, like issues come up later, and you like, where did this come from? We was all lovey-dovey, right? So in our situation, like we did have differences. We talked about them, put them on the table, and was like, is this something that we want to work towards to have a really meaningful and healthy relationship or not? So.
Right.
Yeah.
LaRhonda, was Shon different than guys you had dated in the past? And if so, how was he different?
Nobody ever asked her that in front of me.
I know. That's a good question. Was he different? No, he definitely was different. Because as far from he is a sweetheart. He is super vulnerable. He is very emotional, which I do appreciate. Sometimes I feel like it can be a little extreme, and I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. But yeah, he's yes to that question.
Okay, Shon,
but I have always, not even always, I have before just dated like on the entertainment side, and it's like.
Have.
I have. I don't know if that's, maybe I should try
some other issues in that industry that are different.
Far as what?
Well, I'm just saying, just stuff we talked about. A lot of times, guys in entertainment, there's just a lot of other things going on.
I hadn't before either. Like, I will say, just from the different personalities, that was usually the disconnect in our relationships, like the needing more information, the creating or feeling like they're creating extra stories, XYZ, me not being one to, tell a whole or give a whole book when it comes to just what I've been up to.
Right. So you are kind of drawn to different, the more creative side.
I I think so. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I like everybody. Like, as long as you're nice to me and like, love me and trustworthy and honest, you're not out here in these streets. I feel like everybody deserves a chance.
Okay.
So I'm not one to be like, this person does sad things, so I can't date them.
Right.
As long as you have a good heart, great personality, you're kind to not only myself, but others, like, let's make this
That's
thing
good.
work.
LaRhonda, you are a lot more emotionally mature than a lot of women, because a lot of women have like these boxes and the list
no.
they won't, stray outside of. So I like
Thank you.
you on being more mature and looking for the good qualities internally, and finding a mate. That's really
right. No,
so.
I
Shon,
appreciate
I have to ask you: was LaRhonda different than women you've dated in the past, or are you kind of just open as well?
LaRonda was different, right? Because she is super corporate, but she has a fun side to her, right? So her fun side, I was like kind of taken back and was like, oh, like she actually likes to have fun and turn up and everything, and she is a daddy's girl.
Okay,
like she's a daddy's girl, so she is her father's child, and so that's hunting rabbits. That's hunting rabbits, taking long hikes
fishing.
on trails,
you do all that?
All of that.
She does all of
I
that.
really don't believe in boxes in
You
general.
are a multi-dimensional. That's awesome.
So when it comes to like people that I date, like which side of the spectrum are we going to? Like, I can be corporate here, I'm country here, turn up here, golfing one day, it's all over the place for me.
I've never fished before, and then all our get-togethers growing up, all we played was Yolanda Adams and Kurt Franklin. So when I went to her get-togethers, at the time, they really turning up. I'm like, oh, like this is fun, but I just ain't used to it. So those are some differences that we had.
Something different, and then you kind of share it with. She's able to see a more vulnerable, emotional side for a man with you. That's interesting.
So because I will say, because what you see on the surface level, you see entertainer and you see corporate lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you like go under the surface, it's like, oh, like it's a lot of layers here on both sides. Like he ain't out here in the streets. He wanna come home and go to bed and lay up. And she ain't, in business meetings all day. She wanna, grab her, rifle and go head out in the woods.
That is definitely. We did not know you were hunting rabbits. So you know how to hunt, LaRhonda?
Yes.
Wow. Where are you from?
I'm from South Carolina, but but my dad's from Virginia, Tennessee area. So I love nature and all of that stuff.
That's cool. No, I think that's super cool. I think the great thing about reality shows, especially on OWN, they do a good job of showing African Americans and our entirety. So we're not a monolith, and that's awesome. Like, just to show that we all like different things. Right. There's not any set thing that we do or don't. So the show, you guys get on the show, you start going through this. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about yourself in relationships from Put a Ring on It thus far, from what we've seen so far? I'll start with you, LaRhonda.
I think I learned, well, again, initially going into it, I felt like I was going to be super confident, like they're going to have to bring somebody with a total package, XYZ. And then I wasn't worried about his dates. But then the more that he went on the dates and was like making the connections and coming back, I'm like, okay, maybe, I do. I am scared to lose him if it comes to that. So, I thought I was going to be a G, but I realized quickly I wasn't that much of a gangster.
Okay. All right. Shon.
I learned that, like I say, I can trust myself when it comes to like just being in social settings outside of work, because I just for so long, and then COVID hit and all of that. So maybe like even before our relationship, like I haven't been mingling and doing all the extraness, right? Just because I know what it can lead to. And that's a lot of my history as well, right? So just being a charismatic dude on top of being an entertainer, like, rappers and people joke about like if she smiles, she gone. You know what I'm saying? And so I'd be like, you know what I mean? So I don't want to be that guy anymore. So I haven't been put in a situation to be in a relationship and have the freedom to go on dates with other women who are attractive and have things going for themselves and still come back home and have done the right thing. So super scary process. But I was like, okay, cool. So I understand what it is. As long as you are, going into any situation with good intentions, with a good heart, and know that, okay, cool, this is about to be too much. I'm good on this, but thank you for your time. We had a good time. Y'all be easy, right? So it's possible. You can do it. You just gotta want to.
Yeah,
And
no, but I think that's good because you don't have to be afraid of, especially if you have a strong relationship. A lot of times, men or women are afraid of their significant other being around another attractive person, which is going to happen anyway. Like you said, LaRhonda, it's going to happen. There's no way, especially in entertainment, but even in the office, you could have a boss that, brings in someone for you to work with that's fine as hell. And it's like, you got to be able to, your relationship can't be based on fear or that doesn't feel real. I don't know if Shon, I don't know if you'd want to tell Shon.
She can tell me, like, listen, she can tell me anything.
Hopefully through this process, after the process, if we make it to the end, then I will be able to tell him those things. Prior to, if I told him somebody fine came into the office, even if I didn't like him, it would be an issue.
Well, I feel because he said there were two people on the FaceTime. Was it Zoom or FaceTime?
It was FaceTime. And please, can I clear this story up? I was working as a trip host, Black Travel Fest. Shout out to Black Travel Fest. And as the host, you make sure that the attendees and the other people that are coming on the trip, the guests, are having a good time. You get them, the food, snacks, drinks. You also work with the people in the other country, as a guide, right?
Okay.
And so Morocco shut down at 8:00 p.m. This is the first day there, people. This is the first day there. We had one other host. He was a guy, and one guest that had made it. He was a guy. And when Shon had called, I was in the room with them. I thought I was doing the right thing by answering and introducing him to the other host and the guest that was there. And then I went outside and had a conversation with him. I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't have answered.
Shon, what was the problem? Because your face looked like you just did not, you're like, I don't know these dudes. Who are these guys? What was that? What were you feeling? And what would you have preferred LaRhonda to do in that situation?
I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it because it really was a thing, right? And because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, if we make it through the process or not, LaRhonda is still my friend. I'm always going to respect her. I'm always going to love her, right? But I mean, in that situation, I always just act for, proactive communication, right? Anything that's going to look weird to me, that's going to look crazy, or to anybody, just let me know what's up before. So I would have preferred for her to like take some time and call me before. You know what I'm saying? I call her and it's, it's two guys. That's all I'm saying. So that's all I was asking for. So then I'm like, okay, cool. Even though I wouldn't have liked it, I would have respected it because we talked about it. And she was like, wasn't nowhere else. Morocco shut down. Wasn't nowhere else for us to go. Like we couldn't go to the computer lab, the pool room, like by the pool or nothing. Like you had to be in your room. And as the host, she's working, she's doing a job. And this is what I said, on the show. But of course, they cut it down for time, right? But yeah, so again, I wouldn't have liked it, but I would have respected it if it was a, hey, I don't want you to think anything, so I want to give you a heads up, is what I'm saying.
Right. Now the show is Put a Ring on It, right? I wonder if, Shon, from your perspective, what do you think the natural progression is from relationship to engagement? Like, what were you thinking? Do you think that there's a certain time period? Because we hear people say, well, if you're with someone for X amount of time, a man knows if he wants to propose. Did you have those thoughts coming into this relationship? Forget the show of I would, if I'm with a person for X amount of time, that's, someone I definitely would consider proposing to or becoming engaged to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a natural progression when you're ready and when you know you're ready in yourself, right? So I feel like a lot of people put an age limit or a age. I think they make it more about age than maturity, right? Okay. And so I think like once you get to 32, 33, oh man, I need to be married with kids or whatever. But like if you know you're not ready in your heart of hearts, don't do it. Like, bro, like it ain't about finding, oh, well, man, I found a perfect lady and she gonna make me settle down or she gonna make me, you know what I'm saying? I don't think no woman should have to make a man decide to do the right thing. That has to be a thought process and something that you have decided that, hey, like I'm done with all of the BS. So if I do have a good woman that comes along or God puts a good woman in my life at this point in my life, I'm ready. I'm down. Right. So I think that's what it is. And if you feel like you've made those steps and you at that point in your life and somebody comes along that's worthy of all of your time and all of you and not just pieces of you, make that happen. So.
Shon, were you outside of LaRhonda? Do you think you as a man were at the point where you would be ready to be a husband?
No, not at all. Like even one of my sisters, she live in Chicago. I remember before LaRhonda, maybe a year or so before LaRhonda, she actually was like, yo, I got some really good friends in Chicago, some, you know what I'm saying, boss women doing their thing. And I want to introduce you because I know they'll be perfect. And I'm like, don't do that. Like, I don't need them blessings right now. Don't do that. I am not ready for them. I'm gonna mess them all up. So yeah. So I wasn't ready.
I want to ask you, what about you? Did you have in your head, like if I'm in a relationship, some women are like, I'm not going to be in a relationship for 5 years with someone and just be a girlfriend. Either we need to move on or go our separate ways. What was your thought process on relationships and the maturation process to becoming engaged?
Yeah, I didn't necessarily have a time frame from we've been in a relationship for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. But I will say when it came, one thing I did have to consider was, of course, age. I do want children and all of those things as well. And I don't want to have children outside of a marriage. But at the same time, if we are in a place, in a space where we are doing married things, I'm adding value to your life and vice versa. At some point, what are we doing? So one thing that I never say that I am forcing Shon to make a decision one way or the other, but I definitely said he doesn't have forever because he did not have forever. Because I mean, at the same time, there are people and men who are in a better place, a better space mentally to make that next step. So
do you feel like you are ready to be a wife?
I do.
Okay.
I feel like I'm ready to be a wife.
Yeah, that's
what
fair.
What was the
Jimmy? I liked it.
And at the same time, I think I am ready to be a wife. I don't really care for all of the games, all of the BS. I do want to take care of a family, to take care and to help my man. So no, all of those things.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you guys out the hot seat for a minute and ask you. Well, maybe it's a different hot seat, just a different one. What was your thoughts? Because we saw you guys kind of talk a little bit about and actually feel like maybe a little bit of a connection, seeing some of the issues that the other couples were going through. What did you guys think about the other couples, and were you able to learn anything from watching? Eric and Jessica, and also Darian. And I'll start with Eric and Jessica. Were you able to learn anything? What did you guys think from watching just seeing what you saw, from their experience?
Right.
I pray that the couples receive what God has for them. That's my answer.
I will say, Jessica and Eric, we definitely love them both. Wish them both the best,
Yeah.
whatever that means for them as a couple. I think Eric is hilarious, but Jess, that's my girl. So
Okay. Alexia and Darian.
I
Alexia
will
and
start by
Darian.
saying I pray that God, that the couples get everything that God has for them. Is that's together or individually. I'll
And
add
that's
that.
your story, and you're sticking to it. LaRonda,
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
you have anything else to
Alexia,
say about those two?
Alexia and Darian. I hope that my homie, my friend, my sister does the right thing. I think that she has been shown what she needs to do. Honestly, I think, again, none of our relationships are perfect.
Yeah.
But as we can, of course, see in the last snippet or the trailer, there's some extra stuff that is
I
said.
saw some
And
stuff. Yeah, that was
I just,
shocking.
I
Sean, your
just wish, right.
yeah, there
I,
was some
I wish
shocking
the
stuff in
best
the
for my
trailer.
homegirl,
Yeah, that's fair.
and
She,
and
I
I-
mean,
and I think that she can and will add value to someone else,
yeah, she
as
will
well as
govern
she's just a
herself
dope chick
accordingly.
in general.
Yeah, she was honest and very candid about the situation. If you guys haven't seen it, you have to tune in the commercial leading towards the upcoming Put a Ring on It. Darian and Kai are talking, and Kai admits that they were intimate. So that's a whole different way of dating on the show than some people have done. But I mean, it's also it's real life. So when people are
Right.
going through things, no one is perfect, and I think that's part of the show. It shows couples at different places in their relationship. So before we get out of here, I just want to ask you guys, how has the experience been watching this back on television and hearing from the public, those of us who don't know you, chiming in on it? How has this experience been in living color? I'll start with you, Sean. Can you hear me? Oh, he's gonna let you
Thanks,
go.
you.
John.
Oh, start with me.
Yeah, start with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It broke up a little bit. Watching it back is stressful. It's very hectic because like again, everything is authentic, but of course, once you watch it back, because you don't know like what happened on her date, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what happened with the other couples. You talk about stuff, but also again, people are not as open as I am. That's no slight to LaRonda or nobody. But
Yeah.
even when we go to like the Dr. Nicole session, you talk about your dates, but you don't get to see them. And you go, oh, my bro tripping. Or you like, hey, what is going on? So it's definitely stressful. I think that is my answer.
No, it's interesting. Only because you have the world kind of telling you who you are and what your relationship is based off of edits for and I will say for entertainment purposes, because at the end of the day, this is a reality TV show, so there are real moments.
Yeah.
Everything is real, but at the end of the day, there has to be the entertainment factor that is added, and everybody knows you more than you know you and your relationship. So just kind of seeing all of those things is definitely like, okay, can y'all not tell me who I am? But since then we'll let it slide. But no, I think every week just and having to relive everything that we've already went through during the season every single Friday. If I was near Sean on some of these days, like it's like, bruh, you just gotta have to relive it every week. So
Do you guys call each other, or when something happens, or text each other like, yo, what for real? Like, have you the eyebrow raise suggested
it depends. It depends on what went on
We
that
do
week.
all of that. Like, yo, like what was you thinking? Like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, how did it really go down? Yeah.
A whole nother argument can sometimes come out of rewatching everything. Like, even though you may have argued during the time, like, just see it again.
The fresh art. It's fresh. The wound is now ripped back open and it's fresh.
And every Friday they just rip it back open.
Yeah, this Friday, I just feel like it's gonna be. I'm telling you guys, definitely tune in. It's a good show to watch. I don't know that that everybody probably would have the ability to go on the show and do and survive without probably
don't do it.
Would you guys recommend another? Would you go back on a show about?
No, I wouldn't. I would probably do something individual, but relationship, no. But I will say, even in this show, like, although we are in the experience, this controlled experience, at the end of the day, I think that there is a lot of value that it can add to all relationships. There are conversations that are being had that, unfortunately, they're not on the screen living it in front of the world to see. So
yeah, I do think that shows, any show where there's, especially because you have Dr. Nicole, there's an actual therapist there that's licensed to do that, so people get a chance to get that free therapy watching you guys go through that. Before we get out of here, I would want to make sure that I give you guys an opportunity to share your social media, especially Shon, because he is an entertainer. Want to make sure that people have an opportunity to support him. So let us know where we can follow you, where we can see your comedy and all that good stuff.
Oh, for sure. So we do a lot of college tours, getting more into the civil. We've been doing that for like 10 plus years, right? We have a brand, Ox Court Wars. You can follow at Ox Court Wars. We do, we're on our 6th college tour right now. You can also follow me at J Dukes 1911. That's JAY DUKES 1911. A lot of people that actually know me and know of my stuff is like, who is the Shon person? But I will tell you a story that LaRhonda threw me under the bus because my family, all my family called me Shon. So you know how Beyonce was like, you shouldn't have told people my name was B. Now they recognizing me in the shopping malls and gas stations and all of that. So what happens is all throughout the interview process and seeing if we were a good fit for the show, they called me Jay. The first interview that she had to do on camera, she would not stop calling me Shon. So they came to me and said, the rest of the show, your name is Shon. And I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So that's how that happened. But J Dukes 1911.
Yeah, I wondered how that how did we get? I was like, is this the name is that his stage name? He just want people to know. But yeah, now J Dukes.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to stick with Jay. Like, I called him Shon.
Yeah, so J Dukes 1911 on everything, and yeah, you'll find me, man. Look out, we got a lot coming up. Just acting, hosting, comedy, all of that. Gearing up to go back on the road August 20th. So we're super excited. If you see on my Instagram that we're coming to a city near you, please pull up on me. Let's have a good time.
That's what's up. Well, we wish you a lot of success, and please be careful because we know there's the virus is out and people are it's a lot going on. So you guys, please be careful. Especially you, Shon, as you're out interacting with people. LaRhonda, tell people how they can follow you, anything that we can do to support you. Alexia just joined. You guys say hi to Alexia. She just
what up? What up?
But no, all of the ladies, both of the ladies, Jessica and Alexia, I love them. So hey, and thank you for the support. But you can find me on Instagram at _dope chick. So basically, I'm just, regular corporate, but you can also find some travels. You can also find financial advice, stock market, real estate, all of the above. So we just out here just trying to make a dollar.
Nice. Well, I will say, LaRhonda, I appreciate you dropped some gems tonight. Yes, he's a Q. Everybody say he's a Q. He definitely reps for Omega Sci-Fi constantly on the show. But I appreciate that example, and also I think it's important, like we talked about, for people to know that you can be a corporate woman handling your business and still have fun. You know, there's no boxes that any of us has to fit in. So I love the fact that you are
No
a great
boxes.
example of that. Alexia, we're gonna have to have you back, girl. Girl, you got to come back.
Let's chop it up.
Time, but you gotta come back. We should come back and have all the ladies together, and then so we can just get into good girl talk, and then have the guys another time. But I thank you guys for coming. I wish you both the best together and individually in your journeys. And I thank you for your courageousness to actually, you know, put yourself out there like this on the show. I think it definitely helps other people and starts conversation that's needed. And last thing to Shon, I think being an African-American man in this business, you know, part of a fraternity that is very well known, and to be able to come out and say, I am able to express my emotions and I have no problem with that. I think that's huge. And I think so many other Black men need to hear that and know that that's okay. Thank you for that.
Thank you. And also thank you for your professionalism, because you super dope, because I know how hard this is to make it look easy. So I love it for sure.
Thank you.
I agree. And I will say, I was nervous. I'm not
We're going to be watching. Yeah, we're going to be watching on Friday, and then we'll have y'all come back. Alexia, I'm going to hit you up when this is over. We definitely want to have you come back. Thank you, guys. Have a good week.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I enjoyed them. I really, really hope that they are able to make it work. I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what happens at the end of the season, but I think they're a really cute couple, and I really am hoping that they're going to be able to make it work. You guys definitely tune in on Friday for Put a Ring on It. We will be back on Monday with more reality check. And, you know, we'll find out what's going on with the rest of the show. We're going to have Eric and Jessica on, of course, as well. So you guys stay tuned for that and all the great programming that happens right here on Rolling Out. I have an amazing, amazing interview coming up. So you guys stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a blessed and prosperous week. I love you guys all.